Welcome to the Fab Female Nutrition Podcast, episode 153. Hey there, I'm your host Wendy Hill, and I'm a nutritional therapist and expert in female hormone health. I specialise in helping women gain confidence and understanding their bodies, allowing them to shine. This podcast allows me to share the knowledge I've built up, along with bringing you guest experts to support you in your journey. So Zain, I'm delighted to welcome you to the podcast today. Thank you so much. We are recording this on a Saturday morning, so thank you for joining me on a Saturday morning. It's been a busy week for you. So just for the listeners, can you give them a bit of a whistle-stop tour to you and obviously your coffee that you're going to have a chat with us about today?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. Shez, my business partner, he always says whistle-stop tour. I'll give you a whistle. But yeah, sure. So Shez and I, we launched London Nootropics 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago. And we were having coffee with natural ingredients as a natural alternative to your chemical-laced pre-workout drink to give us a natural boost. And a few people were like, you should make this into a product. So we started experimenting a bit further, and we teamed up with a nutritionist who introduced us to medicinal mushrooms, adaptogens, and they're incredible. So it was the first time we were having these ingredients, and we realized that we were having them every day, not just before the gym, but depending on what we needed in that day to flow through our day.
Let's talk about adaptogens, because I know what adaptogens are as a nutritionist. So can you kind of explain to that sort of the lay person what an adaptogen is?
Yeah, sure. So the dictionary definition is a natural substance that helps the body and mind balance stresses. And what that means is they can help your body find balance depending on what your body needs. And you have to listen to the internal cues in your body and mind as well to find out what works for you, because we're all different.
Brilliant. I love that. And I think the thing is about coffee is, so I love your coffees, by the way, and I don't really have caffeine anymore because I kind of cut it out of my diet, but I love the taste of coffee. And so when I was introduced to your brand, I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a go. But, I know exactly what you said. I kind of know now that caffeine, if I have too much of it, it can affect me. But actually yours is I think it's so mellow that it like the Zen, it is quite calming. It's kind of, it balances it out quite nicely, doesn't it? Because coffee does have some benefits. It's not all bad. It's just how much we consume of it that's part of the problem, and when we have it. But actually, it's not all bad, is it?
Yeah, exactly. And we view caffeine as actually quite good for you. Like a lot of things in life, like a little bit is okay. Like you find balance with it. It's there for you to enjoy, but in a certain quantity. Now, like with caffeine on its own, it's absorbed quickly. So we get a high and then we can get a crash. And then you're like, oh, I need another coffee. And then before you know it, you've had like 3, 4, 5 coffees in the day. And then your cortisol starts going up, and then you get a bit jittery, and then you get the side effects. So with adaptogens, another good synergy between kind of caffeine and adaptogens is they can help give you sustained energy without crash.
It definitely tastes like coffee. Definitely. It has a slightly different taste, but I like it. Definitely like it. And like you said, probably earthier and stuff. And that must be really hard, because I know some of the adaptogens have, are not a great tasting, and the balance between making sure, as as a nutritionist, my sort of biggest bugbear when I have clients who've bought vitamins and things off the internet is that they're just not taking them in any kind of an amount that has any impact at all. So you have got a very fine balance between having enough ashwaganda in that it's going to have an impact, and making sure that it isn't so bitter that you can't drink it. Coffee's good though, isn't it? Because it's got quite a strong taste. It must be quite overpowering.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at some of the adaptogens.
I can imagine.
They will just destroy the whole cup. But so I think there's two things as well. So we quickly realized that our palates are quite new to some of like the raw adaptogen flavors, like especially something like rhodiola. It's really hard to describe, maybe a little bit floral.
Okay.
And it's like the first time you try it, what is that? It's unfamiliar to your palate. But we found like after 2 or 3 cups, people really start enjoying and noticing the different tastes. I don't know if you've noticed them yet, but there's something about them. And then now it's like, I love the taste of rhodiola. Like, it's so nice. Like, I'll just have it raw.
Oh, wow.
But at the beginning, I was like, what is this taste? I'm not too sure what it is.
And so how, if someone was going to kind of dip their toe into the blends, so like you said, the Zen is kind of like helps you chill out a little bit. Just remind us, so the ingredients in that are ashwagandha and the CBD oil, which is I think that's probably my favorite, although I don't particularly I don't particularly do very well with CBD, but I seem okay with yours, which is interesting. But generally CBD makes me I get a bit flushed.
Okay.
So yeah.
You know what's interesting? So it's water soluble CBD, not oil. So oil is best taken through our salivary glands under our tongue.
Okay.
But when we're ingesting CBD, like a water soluble powder, will mean that we've got higher bioavailability. So we're going to absorb more of the cannabinoids. So we've all got a different endocannabinoid system, but we've all got one. So like yourself, like I feel a bit flushed and stuff. So it's about people trying different adaptogens and finding what works best for them. And the same with like CBD. There's like so many different extracts out there. You can find one that works best for you. Yeah.
Any particular female-friendly sort of blends on the way?
Depends what we're talking. If we're talking libido, we always wanted to make a libido blend for like males and females. But
brilliant.
It'll be really cool, right? It'll be super cool. But I think, I think that in terms of I always go to Amanda first thing when anything like female health related comes up. I'm like, Amanda, what's PMS? Like, I haven't got a clue. But so we've learned a lot in the last 2 years. One of the things that's come up a lot is customers messaging us about pre-menopause and menopause and saying how our blends have helped them, whether it's like brain fog they had or fatigue they had, and and it's a specific blend, so they found what works best for them. And do you know what? I had all this anxiety now, and I was kind of cutting coffee out because it was causing it, but now I'm having Zen and it's fine. Or I had so much brain fog, and I think it was like this menopause that was causing it, but now I have mental clarity. And then there's the mojo with the fatigue. So I know that that's helped. I know that ashwagandha is great to work on adrenals and help balance hormones, but it's about finding what works best for you.
Fabulous. Thank you. Thanks so much for today. My quickfire round, I will be very, very quick with you. So are you a lark or an owl?
I don't get the question, Wendy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a morning person or an evening? So a lark is a morning and an owl is an evening.
Do you know what? It depends on how much sleep I've had, but I'd probably say I'm a bit of both. If I had to choose, an owl.
An owl. Oh, okay, brilliant. And sushi or pizza?
Sushi.
Brilliant. And beers or cocktails?
G&T.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'll let you have that one, a G&T. Brilliant. And if you, holidays, are you a beach person or a skier?
I've been skiing once and I absolutely loved it.
Do you?
But
Brilliant.
I'm a forest person. I love to go into the forest.
Forest, brilliant. I love that.
Option C.
Option C, forest bathing. And it's quite early in the day, so you might not know. I know you had a busy week, but do you know what you got for tea tonight? What are you having for dinner tonight?
Listen, that's way too early. I don't know what I'm having for lunch. You know what? Maybe now that you mentioned it, sushi. Sushi in my mind, yeah.
Sushi in my mind, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, enjoy your sushi and do try and get out in the sunshine today because it is a glorious day. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to chat to you.
Thanks, and you have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for watching this excerpt of this week's Fab Female Nutrition podcast. If you'd like to listen to the full episode, then the link is in the notes below.